I've got a new box under my arm with Toon Kings and Men of Britonia. So let's set the tone, listening to the one and only. We've got to that old world charm.
G'day, you saucy sausages, and welcome to episode 50 of That Old World Charm. We are back. I am back. The boys are back. We've got the full triumvirate of the old world. The meat mountain himself, the fleshy abundance, Peter the Falcon. You thought I was going to say Danny.
What?
Got him.
Mixing it up.
What?
Episode 50, mate. Mixing it up.
Yeah,
Tables
he just called you fat. How do you feel about that, dude?
I have body dysmorphia now. That's on you.
What's the casting cost of that spell? Body dysmorphia.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's a free cast, Adam. Every turn.
Listen, I take a lot of medication for that, so I don't know.
Oof.
The monetary cost is high. I'll say that.
Yeah, apologies if we've hurt anybody's feelings. I have also struggled with weight issues in my life, so not something to be toyed with. But it was funny there for a moment, and now let's move on.
It was funny for 30 seconds until I made it not funny.
Yeah, you did. You did. Danny's here as well, and we're very happy to have Danny Boy back, and hopefully we'll get some consistent Danny goodness moving forward.
I'm really excited that Danny's a sheriff now.
He is, yeah. Sheriff Danny.
Sheriff Danny.
That's not true, but thank you. Yeah, but I'll have a badge that I'll wear.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, just
you will be one of two people on this podcast that have killed somebody soon, right? That's kind of the problem in TechPriest Dickie,
right? Because he has for sure killed many people.
He is.
Well,
he's
at least one, but he's ex Canadian Special Forces.
That's true.
And a football player, so
yeah.
For U.S. professional football,
Canadian. So
right. I'm sorry, I forgot. Yeah, it was arena football. Yeah,
it was the CFL. Are the better way to play football.
Did he also single-handedly build the spaceship and go to the moon, or was that Apollo Creed?
I mean, two of the three things we've just brought up are true. So
he has a record for bench time.
Yes. Yeah. All right, we are here. We've got a bit of a stats episode for you guys. It's actually sorry, it's a misnomer to call it a stats episode. It's more of a meta snapshot episode where we have trawled through every kind of 2-day GT of around about 20 plus players that has occurred since the start of, was it the start of June or the start of July when the 1.5 faction FAQ and everything dropped. And so we've trawled through the databases. We've tallied up every faction that was taken so we can give you a snapshot of all 8 of these metas slapped together to see what is being taken, what is not being taken. And then we have the top 3s compiled. Sorry?
You're right, it's 8. So small.
We have the top 3s compiled. So all the players who podiumed, so all the factions that podiumed. Then we have all the first places. So everybody who came first or went undefeated. And then lastly, we have a bunch of lists we have pulled out for your viewing pleasure, which won these events, and we'll disseminate them and talk about why they're good, why they did well, et cetera, et cetera. Over in part 2, of course, this is going to be a 2-part podcast, as it always is. Come and join us if you're listening here and not a member over on Patreon at that old world charm. You come get involved with the Discord, influence the content that we make, get your questions answered, lists reviewed, et cetera, et cetera. Come and join us. But the boysies, how are we feeling about the game at the moment? Danny, we haven't had your opinion in a little bit. How are you feeling about that old world?
So now that I've gotten 4 games post back release, I like it better. The infantry stuff does count for a decent amount. It definitely makes some units good, but it's not quite where I'd want to be. The magic feels so much worse.
That's so bad.
Unless you are Beastmen or I assume Tomb Kings, because I've definitely been rocking that +4 to cast level 4. It's been really nice.
It's broken the game, in my opinion, to the haves and the have-nots. The game already was kind of in the haves and have-nots, but the fact that and this was my hot take when this came down, that there was going to be the factions that still got to use magic, and it got a whole freaking, aspect of the game that they still got to wield. And then everyone else just went to zero on their ability to, kind of interact with this portion of the game. And I really didn't like that. I think they overcooked the nerfs to magic. And we'll see if that ends up being a big point moving forward, which I honestly think it is. Like, it kind of shits me that there's only I think 3 to 4 factions in the game that get to adequately, feel like they're embracing the magic phase, even though it's not a phase anymore. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what? Like you're saying, probably Beastmen, Tomb Kings, vampires.
Warriors of Chaos can choose to.
Warriors of Chaos. Yeah.
But
so there's 4.
Yeah. Okay.
There's 4. And then you have to Warriors of Chaos has to build specifically into it, which maybe they're better build or not better build depending on your meta. But vamps, so Tomb Kings and kind of just get it by default. Like, you just build a good Tomb Kings list, and all of a sudden you kind of don't have to reach very far to be one of, if not the best magic army in the game. And the distance between how good they are and how good so many other armies are that just don't really bother anymore. There's no point trying because you can't get anywhere close to being competent. That's what bothers me. What bothers me is the gap between is gotten wider.
Yeah, it's just not reliable to do the cool stuff anymore, right? So it's you're seeing people take a couple level 1s just so that they have a little bit of defense, maybe get a magic missile here and there. And then, like you said, Beastmen, because Wild Herd can stack some pretty good numbers on multiple characters. Tomb Kings have some benefits. Lizardmen, if you're playing Renegades, the Slan can get pretty good still. And then Warriors of Chaos can stack a ton, but you're devoting all those really good resources that you could be putting into a really dope Demon Prince or Dragon that you just probably don't go that route.
Because Warriors have just as good, if not better, things to do with the points, whereas Tomb Kings is you're already down that garden path, same as Beastmen as well. It's already a very logical place for them to go, whereas it could be seen as illogical for Warriors to do the same things.
And I mean, Vamps have the Mortis engine that helps them.
Yeah, freaking absolutely. When I wonder how many more nerfs we need to give to the Mortis engine before it's not auto take. How many more? When will this end? Because this thing is it's so dang well rounded and amazing.
Adam, it just needs to not be a character mount.
Fair,
just
actually.
Sky Lantern. And then I think all the problems in the game are solved, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I think that just a huge help for both of those.
It's just like that world without lawyers. Yeah,
that would be a much better world.
All right, let us jump into the meat and potatoes of this episode. So we have 8 GTs, which we have reviewed, and we have compiled the stats. So every single faction that was taken, we have compiled into a simple list. We're going to start at the bottom of said list and work our way up. Have we done the math on how many players in total this is? We should do that and tell people by the end. But Peter Le Falcon, tell us about this list while I do a little bit of math.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we've got 8 GT events that we looked at. 7 of these are taken from Best Coast Pairings. One of them is from New Recruit. If you have gone to events that don't use either of these systems, please let us know. If you're a patron, you can send us in Discord. If you're not a patron, I don't want to talk to you. So that's cool. But yeah, just we really want to start gathering some better information. I know that there's a couple websites out there that are tracking stats right now. However, just because of how small the community is and where the competitive side of in-person gaming is for Old World yet, I find that in-depth stats aren't worth it right now. All you get is a number that means nothing. We're not in a place yet as a community, I think, where it matters over much, unless there's a glaring statistic.
This is going to be a total of 272 players across these 8 GTs.
272 players. That's a significant number. I mean, that means you're averaging 35 players per event.
Yeah.
And then if we look at the breakdown, the most played faction in these events was Warriors of Chaos at 32. We had 29 Dwarf players, 27 Vamp Count players, 25 Bretonia and Tomb King players, 22 Empire. That's pretty big. 21 Orcs, 21 Beastmen, the Elves at 16 and 11. Cathay, the new faction, only 9. And mainly because they only just came out. People are building.
Yeah.
Hobby lag, right? Yeah.
Chaos Dwarves at 7, Skaven, Dark Elves, and Lizardmen at 6, Ogres at 5, and Demons at 4. Is there anybody missing from this?
Anybody? You mean anybody zeroed? Like there's just none of them.
Yeah, is there a zero faction? I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually a little surprised. I mean, my assumption is that. So I was actually surprised Chaos Demons were taken so few, because I see them as probably one of the strongest and probably the most well-rounded of the Renegade factions, just because they can kind of build for any meta and they're a lot of fun and a lot of interesting. I know, but in a world where we have 2 other Chaos armies that are very strong in Beastmen and Warriors of Chaos, so many players of Warriors of Chaos. So many players of Chaos have more than one Chaos army, that why would you play Chaos Demons when you have quality in Warriors of Chaos and Bretonnians? So I assume there's a little bit of the meta robbery going on there.
Yeah, I mean, Demons, they're a legacy faction. They were never really super popular other than like for a period in like 7th edition when they were broken.
Busted, yeah.
And then also like the Renegade pack isn't something that's really widely used in the UK. So that's another thing to consider. And outside of Renegade pack, all these legacy factions, they become so shit that it doesn't surprise me that other than vampire counts, like all of the rest are in the bottom like 5 or 6.
Yeah. I mean, so exactly right. Like outside Vamps, which to be in complete honesty, their index, like their army book, is better than the vast majority, is stronger and more well-rounded than the vast majority of the supported factions that they don't even count to me as a Renegade faction. Like they don't even come into it.
Especially sorry, go ahead,
Yep.
Danny.
I was just asked. So does Rob use use Renegade Pack in his tournaments? I remember like the first one that came out, he wasn't, but is he using them now? Do you know?
I think I don't know if he's using them in all of them, but I know he's used them in some because I've seen like some people complaining about
And like
it.
my other ask too is how many of these events were run with Renegade Pack?
Don't ask dumb questions, Danny. I'm not made of time. No, I have no idea, actually.
Well, I know that the one that was a new recruit did not use Renegade.
Okay.
The toy land one or whatever that was won by Bretonia.
Do you know if you have Capital City did?
That is a good question. I think we could just bring that up real quick while you guys chat.
Yeah, we can.
So but this is an interesting breakdown in the numbers of factions here. You can definitely see how skewed it is towards non-renegade factions with the exception of that one outlier, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're all in the bottom third. So starting at Skaven with 6, Dark Elves with 6 as well. Chaos Dwarves with 7. Sorry, I should have put them. I should have reordered this so they're above Skaven and whatnot. But Chaos Dwarves with 7, Skaven with 6, Dark Elves with 6, Lizard with 6, 5 Ogres, 4 Demons. That's pretty much all of the Renegade factions apart from Vamp counts, just the bottom. And that just goes to show that, when you incentivize the crap out of one portion of the game, people are going to go there.
Yeah. And Capital City Bloodbath did, in fact, use Renegades.
Yeah, I would have assumed it did.
There were barely more Renegade factions than there were Warriors of Chaos players.
Correct. I was literally going to say this. Like, even if you added them all together, they're only just at the top. It's just wild. But we want to, I don't want to see any of these factions go away. I really freaking don't. So I'm happy these people are out there soldiering on. Champions, one and all, especially the 6 Skaven players. Wow.
Yeah, you guys have the biggest balls.
Huge. Does Warriors of Chaos being number 1 surprise anybody? It doesn't surprise me. It surprises me the gap, like 32, that they had like 7 more than things like Bretonnians and Tomb Kings. But then Vampire counts having more than Bretonnians and Tomb Kings, very surprising. Really happy with the Beastmen, Orcs and Goblins and Empire numbers as well, especially the Empire numbers. Really happy with to see Empire in the top half here. I think that's sick.
Yeah, I agree.
And also High Elves being the second least taken. I don't count Cathay because we're so new. As being the second least taken supported faction. Good, fuck them. But moving on to the top 3. So these are the factions that got a podium from these 8 events. In first place with the most podiums across these 8 events is Cathay, with 5 players getting podiums across 8 events. Then we have Bretonnians with 4, vampires with 3, beastmen with 3, tomb kings also with 3, then high elves and warriors of chaos with 2, a single chaos dwarf, absolute Chad over there, and a single orc and goblin. So those are the top 3s combined from these events. Anything there shocking to you lads?
I mean, out of 9 Cathay players total, 5 of them got podiums. That's pretty concerning,
pretty
I would say. Me.
It's pretty good.
With a brand new faction that you can't sit here and say like, oh yeah, sure, they've got to be master generals with 100 games under their belt. No, none of that. It's not possible. It's not possible that they're that proficient yet. So the unfortunate reality is those 9 players, who is very low and very optimistic for what the future meta is going to look like for the coming months, is only going to increase in my mind as these players get stronger and the lists get more refined. So absolutely
finish their armies.
Yeah, people have armies to play.
Yeah.
I would love to have pictures of these Cathay armies and to see how many had 3 colors on them of the 9 that were played, because there's got to be all sorts of like, just get it done, just get it ready.
God, I want to see how they built them, because it took me a full day to build my. I know no one's running the Sentinel because it's not that great, but
there was one. There was one
day to build the Sentinel. Like
I looked at all the podium finished Cathay armies, and was one that took a Sentinel. So
that was probably Liam Jordan.
That guy's hands are just cut to shit. He's just,
I mean, he had an advantage. Liam had an advantage. He's a play tester, and I think, or something, and
we got a little privilege.
He got the book like a million years in advance or something. Like,
wow,
like me. Except I get the book like, I don't know, a little bit in advance, and I didn't get any models. I had to build them myself, and that Sentinel is a piece of shit.
Really? I don't know how bad. I didn't know they could make models that were that bad to build anymore. Like I thought with all the CAD design and all the 3D everything and engineering and that stuff.
No, it's absolutely like I've been frustrated. I've built models now for a long time, and this was absolutely the most frustrated I've ever been building anything. It took me an entire day. I wasn't even finished. Like I woke up at like 9 a.m. I was childless that day, so I'm like, I'm just gonna do some hobby, get some exercising in. I built that model from 9 a.m. until like 7 p.m. at night, and I had to just constantly take breaks out of rage. Like the first piece, I ended up watching a YouTube video because one of the steps didn't make sense, and the guy was like, "Yeah, this step just doesn't make sense. Don't do it that way." And then I was like, "Okay, so once this part's done, everything will be fine." No, literally every fucking step. There's a piece where they skip a step or they do them in a weird order. They have a lot of these internal pieces that they're like, please paint this before you put it on. And then when you finish building the model, it's completely covered. Like you can't actually see that piece. There's no reason to paint it. There's no reason to even have the piece. It just blows my mind how they thought that this was like, and it's such a gorgeous model when it's done, but there's so like the belt that he has around his waist that could have just been like part of the
chest piece and the back piece,
the chest piece and the back piece. No, it's 12 individual pieces. And then his little skirt that he has also.
Do you have to paint his skin under the belt first, like before?
Yeah, and his foreskin is impossible to put together.
Wow, how many pieces is his foreskin? Man, there's so many pieces. It's a 5 skin. Cue snare drum, Dickie.
Anyway,
snare drum.
That's me getting way off track. But yes.
I heard it's difficult to repair those once they've been, cut into pieces.
Yeah. The best you can do is put it on a necklace.
You gotta get it off right out of the box, really, to have the best chance. But anyway,
themselves now.
So Cathay, hard army to build. Over half of the people that brought it got top 3s, and also I know that another Cathay army in this list, at least one, went undefeated but didn't get a top 3 because of battle points. So that probably happens more than once. Just because Cathay can be an army that just beats people but can't score the battle points if you build it that way. So they don't do a good job of killing shit unless you go all in on lanterns and stuff, right? So
yeah, I mean, and even then, you're not putting up consistent max points wins. You
could.
Well, you got 6 turns of a game. Turn 1, your opponent plays well, and you don't get to shoot much, and then you're 1 turn away from having a bad just series of rolls, and then you didn't do anything that turn either. So it's like 2 turns out of 6 where 1/3 of the game, your kind of damage was not there. So I do see it as a pretty swingy performer as far as putting up numbers, but it does get small wins so freaking consistently that it's very frustrating. The winners of these 8 events stand as thus. So Cathay won 2 of them. Bretonnians won 2 of them. Warriors of Chaos, High Elves, Tomb Kings, and Beastmen won 1 each. Sorry if I jumped ahead there. Was there anything else in the top 3s that surprised you boys?
Not really.
No.
That looks pretty proportionate to me, for other than the Cathay thing, for how they probably should end up in general.
Well, the interesting to me,
I guess is impressive to me. I'll say that.
Yeah, so we have that list to break down later as well, Danny. Maybe you'll take the helm reading it out to us. But if you look at so proportionally, right, if we were to say, okay, cool, so Warriors of Chaos, Dwarves, and Vampire counts, Bretonnians, and Tomb Kings are the top 5 represented armies in the game, you would expect them to have a strong representation in the top 3s and the top placements. It's actually not that much the case. So Bretonnian has a great performer as the 4th most taken faction, is the 2nd highest top 3 represented, and then it's Vamps and Beastmen. So the one that's missing here is Warriors of Chaos got 2, but Dwarves got 0. Dwarves did not make a single top 3, despite being the 2nd most taken faction of these 8 events. What can we extrapolate from that, lads?
Dwarves are a bad army, and you shouldn't play them.
Whatever your Dwarf players are doing is not getting the job done. Is correct. I feel like Dwarves have a build that can do pretty much anything, but they only have skew builds that can do these jobs. So your meta read has to be freaking perfect, as far as I'm concerned. Into Cathay, I don't hate Royal Clans where you just take big blocks and you don't let them have any points. I don't hate that. It doesn't necessarily win you the game, but you don't bleed out and lose, on the spot. Whereas some other things like Expeditionary, you go second and cool, they have 6 cannon shots to your 3. Oh boy, looks like all my cannons dead and I probably lost the game, is just a yikes to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Dwarves, something's got to shift there. And we'll see if the Dwarven players can find some generalship or some skew builds that can get them across the line. Yeah, Danny, High Elves. High Elves getting 2 top 3s with very few representations. So only 16 out of 270 odd players playing High Elves, but 2 of them managed to crash the top 3s and won one of these GTs.
Yeah, that's super surprising. I'm interested to talk about the winning list a little bit. I looked it over previously, and there's just not much there. I wonder. I don't know how it wins, but we can talk about it.
I think there's a couple builds out there for High Elves that are. High Elves can still win off dragons, right? Their dragon is now probably the best dragon in the game because the Chaos Dragon can't do what it wants to do at 2,000 points. That's going to be quite good regardless, and you can run 2 of them, and that's not a bad idea. I know this person didn't do that, but that's a complete option, is to just have 2 princes on dragons and play that game, and that might just win you an event. So,
well, I'm of the opinion if you wanted to, you can make 1 High Elf Dragon Lord that's kind of unkillable. Without the poison bricks now, unless you're facing multiple cannons, that thing is kind of invincible, man. And you're right, it can just win you a game off its back.
You can literally run 2 that are basically unkillable.
Yeah.
And win a games that way, right? Yeah. It's definitely fully out there.
The only things that are going to kill you are other dragons. And guess what? Your dragon is probably better than their dragon now, almost always. So,
yeah. Well, now that the Ogre Blade is not really an option for the Warriors of Chaos build, you're pretty gold against anything but a kitted out Dragon Prince or a Monkey King wielding Shogungan Lord that you're not there. They do exist, but they only get 4 attacks, right? So.
Yeah, exactly right. They can get scammed on invulns and regens so easily, and plus you're a little bit faster than them, so you're more likely to be able to dodge them than they dodge you. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's that too. But to the winners, like I said, reeling them off again. We got 2 Cathay wins, 2 Bretonnian wins out of these 8 events, and then singles for Warriors of Chaos, High Elves, Tomb Kings, and Beastmen. None of that surprises me, apart from the already aforementioned High Elf win there. The other thing that surprised me, though, is along with the great representation of Empire, we have strong numbers for Orcs and Goblins and extremely strong numbers for Dwarves. But no orc, dwarf, or empire crashed a top 3 or a overall win, and I think that's pretty telling about their places in the meta at the moment. They're on the perfectly balanced, as all things should be, level of the game, where they don't really have anything they can do that's overtly dumb, overpowered, or wildly game winning. Jumping in, though, to the first of the winning lists. Peter, you want to take it away and tell us about Adam Purdy's first place win at Capital City Bloodbath? Just in case, he's from Canada, just in case the lad can speak to a bit more.
I've heard his name. So this is a Beastman list that won Capital City Bloodbath. Capital City Bloodbath, I think, ended up with 26 active players. They had the room for 1 million. So next time, guys, you should go because it's a great event. I was really considering it, but then Val told me he didn't want to go because of family stuff. And I was like, well, if my good friend won't be there, then I don't want to talk to any other Ontarian. So we won with Beastman. He's got a Beast Lord General with Uncanny Senses that's +1 initiative. Tuskor Chariot, Black Maul, full plate Chaos Armor. So just like a chonky boy. And then he's got by the way, this looks to be a wild herd list, by the way. He's got a Great Bray Shaman on a chariot, level 3 with Elementalism. He's got the full plate Chaos Armor, the Hag Tree Fetish, and the Chalice of Dark Rain. That's the one that shuts down ranged attacks for a turn.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a fully kitted out Wargore with a shield, Battle Standard Bearer, the Manbane Standard, on a Razor Gore Chariot with the Man Gelder and Heavy Chaos Armor. And now he's got a unit of 10 Gores with Roaming Warband, so he's given them ambushers with a True Horn and a Musician. And then he's got a big unit of 35 Primal Warherds. 14 of them are Gores, 21 are Ungores with Thrusting Spears. He's got a Foe Render in there. He's got the Cacophonous Dirge. And then the Vitriolic Totem for poisoned attacks. 2 single Razor Gores, a single Tuskor Chariot, a unit of 10 Ungores with short bows that are also ambushing, and then a unit of 13 Ungores with short bows that are not ambushing, a Herdstone, and then a single Razor Gore Chariot and a Tuskor Chariot. So this is like Chariot Central. The guy's got 6 chariots in the list, and then just a bunch of skirmishers. And like single Razor Gores are basically chariots as well.
Yeah.
It's a fine list. It's honestly like I would assume that his matchups were great. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's just a stellar player. I feel like this is like a very skewed list that's just hoping for the best.
It seems pretty similar to pre 1.5. It has the addition of the Herdstone, of course, after the Arcane Journal. But apart from that, it seems to be operating pretty samesies.
I mean, like the Beastmen pre 1.5, they ran usually with the stacking negative to hit penalties on a big blob, which this guy's not doing. Or running multiple shamans, and he's not doing that either. So like this is kind of its own thing. This is definitely just like a chariot spam list. Kind of want to go into his matchups and see how he did that way.
God, in like running a level 3 with elementalism and hoping for a magic missile seems like with Hagtree, like because like you have a 50-50 shot of rolling like Wind Blast, which you really want. It seems like, I don't know. I've been reconsidering my level 4 without taking a lore familiar now.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. I love that little bit of hopium. I love that. I'm going to put 355 points into this Great Bray Shaman, and when he rolls bad, spells, whoop-de-doo, I might as well have a big hole in my army because this guy is pretty much good for clearing chaff.
He's still that Viletide always, right?
Yeah, exactly right. All he is a Viletide. And I'm not saying that's what I should caveat. Saying all that is a Viletide is a wild statement because Viletide's in my opinion, the best signature spell in the game, and probably arguably the best spell in the game still. Now, especially now that Miasma and stuff like that are really, really hard to cast. So yeah, sick. Maybe I
just want to go through his I know this is probably going way too deep, but I'm really curious. So let's see. He beat First game was against High Elves. It was a Prince on a Griffin, a Everqueen Handmaiden, an Archmage on foot, a big block of Lather, and a big block of Swordmasters. Yeah, that's good. His list is going to do great into that because he's just going to get the shit out of everything.
Yeah, that's a good matchup.
Really good matchup for him. And by the way, Adam, if you're listening to this or you guys know Adam, like I'm not trying to take anything away from him. It's just
absolutely not.
I feel like this isn't like your standard. This is a really great Beastman list. It's very mobile, so it's going to do really good on scoring secondaries. But
this might be Adam playing into his skill set. Like he's just great, a great MSU general.
His second matchup's into Heralds of Darkness, and he goes up against an Exalted Champ on a Chariot, Battle Standard Bearer, a Sorcerer Lord, level 4, on a Steed, a bunch of Knights, 18 Knights, 2 units, like a unit of 11, a unit of 7, 2 units of Horsemen, and a Warpfire Dragon. Interesting. So this would have been he 6-0s this list. He's got Brazen Collar on the big unit of Chaos Knights. I mean, this also, like, the guy's not running any of the major scary characters. So he's really relying on those Chaos Knights to do all the work. And if a good Viletide goes off, his list falls apart. So, definitely see that, but that could have been a worse matchup for him. Then he beats Bretonnian Exiles with a 5-1. That's a good score.
Wow, that's really good.
Looks like he tabled him, and then some.
God, that's crazy. I would have seen that as being a rough matchup.
Yeah.
So let's
speaks to the skill of the general once again.
Yeah,
let's see what the Bretonnian Exile list is. He's got a Baron on a Hippogriff, a Baron on a Royal Peg, Green Knight, Damsel, 36 Yeoman, 20. Yeah, so this is like more your standard, what I would expect to see list. 2 Bombards, a Field Trebuchet. I would really be interested in see how this game went. The guy's not running any Pegasus Knights. Okay, never mind. I take it back. He's just got 1 character on a Pegasus Knight. Green Knight is in real big trouble with like a bunch of Chariot characters with magic weapons and a Viletide in the list.
True.
I can see that being better than it looks on paper.
No Pegasus Knights are a big concern for this list being able to do anything. So cool, but still 5-1 there. Round 4, he plays into Tomb Kings and 6-0s them. Tables them. And this is a double Bone Dragon list. So that's awesome. Wow. 2 Necrosphinxes, double Bone Dragon. Wow.
Are the Bone Dragons casters or
it's double Tomb Kings. He is only caster as a level 1 Mortuary Priest.
That's pretty baller.
Okay.
So he's got one that's Sword of Might, Armor of Ages, Talisman of Protection, and then one that's Sword of Might and a Warding Splint. So like those Tomb Kings aren't doing a ton of damage. So they're meant to soak.
Yeah, they're meant to soak and like try and heal, yeah?
Yeah, so like I think one of those Tomb Kings.
No, they're not healing that much at all.
Be a little, with only the 1 caster, I can see where that list is like really missing out. But still. And then let's see what his round 5 is. He beats Chaos Dwarves with 90 some odd Hobgoblins, an Iron Demon, 2 toughness 7 Taurochs, and then it looks like 2 Great Tauruses, 2 Shanistrals on Great Tauruses, and Black Orc on a Wyvern. So it was like Monster Mash.
Dude, this is my build.
This is literally Renegade pack too.
It is. I literally have this in my new recruit. That's pretty much word for word. The issue is it doesn't do any damage. Like it's pretty damage anemic, but you don't give up points, and it's pretty much just use the Iron Demon and the 2 Shators or whatever they are to go and hold everybody up, and then try and collect points with the it
looks like he tables him too. I'm really curious because he's not getting to use his Viletide on most of these things because they're toughness 7.
Toughness 7,
right?
That's right.
Interesting.
Oh yeah.
Damn. Okay. Very interesting. And cool. Well done to him.
Yeah, I'm just like I really want to know about all these games, especially that one with all that toughness 7 stuff. He's gonna have to rely on like rolling 6s wound a lot.
His army kind of just bounces off everything. Like
the Warherds have poison.
True.
Yeah, but it's the new poison, right?
It's
still 50-50 shot instead of 6s.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well done to Adam Purdy. Let's move on. Next up, we have the High Elves. Take it away, Danny. Tell us about this list.
So we have Dallas Parker. I assume this is the Lone Star Open.
It is. Yeah.
Playing Grand Army High Elves. So he's got a level 3 Archmage on a steed with Pure of Heart, Battle Magic, and Lore Familiar. He has a Noble with a great weapon, full plate, Pure of Heart, on a Griffin with the Seed of Rebirth and Talisman of Protection. So triple save Noble on a Griffin.
Budget Dragon.
Yeah. It's like the best he can be, right? Is the 3-up, 5-up, 5-up anyway. So pretty solid. And then he has a 499-point Prince with a Cavalry Spear, Armor of Kaldor, Seed of Rebirth, and the Opal Amulet. Like that. The Opal Amulet's the once per game 2+ ward.
Yeah.
It's great against that killing blow that someone gets off on you. Then we have 2 units of 5 Illyrian Reapers with spears, short bows, champions, and they have skirmishers. 2 units of 6 Silver Helms with shields, champions, and standard bearers, and the champions have the Ring of Fury, which is a cool little thing there for a bound the Sailment spell from Battle Magic.
Yeah, the hammer hand. Yep.
I think it's
Hammerhand. That's what it is. Yeah. 6 Dragon Princes with a champion with also has the Ring of Fury and a standard bearer. A single Lothran Skycutter with no upgrades. And then 5 Sisters of Avalorn with a High Sister who has the Ruby Ring.
Man, this lad has spent so many points on those bounce spells. I think it's sick. That's the actual skew here. The actual skew is it's MSU Cav with like spicy little bounce spells here. So he's planning to play into non-magic armies and then just reckon with bounce spells. And I think there's a good chance. Like there's a good chance this just rolls through like the non-magic armies.
This is very similar to lists that I already wrote for High Elves. For standard play, like 2 6-man Silver Hounds with Ring of Fury, a bigger unit of Dragon Princes. I think I have 7 in my list instead of 6, but basically the same thing. Sister of Avalon, Ruby Ring. I guess like you're looking for more magic attacks. I probably would take the bow, in my opinion, over that. But I mean, still,
sure, the Reaver Bow.
For the damage D3 or whatever chance.
Versus, no, that's the other bow's Seafarer.
The bow of the Seafarer versus the Ruby Ring with with only the +1 to cast. It's very interesting. It's very close to what I would be running right now. I'd probably do high magic on the Archmage in my build just to give the Dragon Princes ethereal when so that they're protected a little bit longer. But Battle Magic's still great with Lore Familiar, so you're getting your double move and all that other great stuff, right?
I like this list a lot. I think this list is sick. I actually really like the Noble on the Griffin, like the budget Noble, because you just use him in tandem with any of the units of Silver Helms or Dragon Princes, and all of a sudden you have like that becomes a very serious unit all of a sudden. So if you find yourself against like vampire counts and you need to try and blow through a unit of 5, Blood Knights or Chaos Knights or whatever, like no one of your units, the Dragon Princes maybe do enough, but probably doubtfully. They have to get off Ring of Fury to do it. But then add the Noble to that as a combo charge, and all of a sudden you're getting so much more mileage and you're getting so much further into cracking some of these harder units. So I love it. And then, of course, I adore that his Prince couldn't afford a great weapon, had to take a Cavalry Spear. That's the most hilarious shit to me.
I think he could afford it.
I think he could as well. He has to switch out.
More point.
Yeah, just switch out a little bit.
But like it's because he didn't go Dragon Helm, right? Because that's like the build you normally do with the Prince with the great weapon is you take Dragon Helm, Talisman of Protection, Seed of Rebirth, maybe an Opal Amulet as well. And I think that's like 498 or something like that. And you get like a 3-up, 5-up, 5-up. You still get your great weapon. And then you get the like once per game 2+.
Yeah.
So basically he's hoping to he's getting his dragon to do all the damage in this build versus getting those extra 4 attacks from the Prince every turn.
Well, I want to have the Noble and Prince be able to have 3 saves.
Yeah,
because
it is
can't
big.
take Seed of Rebirth and Armor of Kaldor on the same character because it's too many points. It's 55 points, right?
Yeah.
So
no, that's why he did this for sure.
Yeah. I think that's why he's done this, and he then couldn't afford. Yeah, but I I don't know. I think that's pretty decent. The Prince is still strength 5 on the charge.
He's fine. Yeah. It
He's
changes a
never there
little
to
bit. Well, yeah, it changes a little bit of what you can go into. Like if you got a unit that the Star Dragon's profile just isn't going to blow through, which those units are very few. He just has to find something else to do or be supported by another unit. The Sky Cutter for 90 points. I've been a huge fan of Sky Cutters. 90-point Sky Cutters, I think, are amazing. But why is there a single one of those in here rather than say another unit of Reavers or Silverhelms or pushing some points elsewhere?
I don't think he needs more Silverhelms or Reavers. Like Reavers, they just like pick off dudes, and otherwise they're for objectives, right?
I would have thought, like, how many points is an eagle? Could you get 2 eagles and maybe shift a few points?
Eagles are 60 a pop, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, for 30 more points, getting a Sky Cutter over an eagle is actually bang.
I would take the Sky Cutter over the Eagle.
Yeah.
The only thing I would swap the Sky Cutter for, if I did anything, would be to do like, and you'd have to move other points around, would be to do like 2 units of 5 Sisters of Avalorn, one with each magic bow, or one with the bow and one with the ruby ring. And I don't think it's like an upgrade.
Yeah, fair. All right, next up we have Andrea Nini, which is first place at Squarehammer, playing Cathay, a Grand Army. I think this was the largest event that we covered. I think this one was 60-odd players. I'll have to go back and check. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But reading this one out, is Peter. Give us the lowdown here, mate. You got the most knowledge on Cathay.
Yeah, so this is a really cool list. It's let me just bring it back up. I tabbed off to look at something else. So I believe Squarehammer was looking at capping Sky Lanterns as well. So we're seeing here there's only 2 Sky Lanterns in this list. So first off is a Lord Magistrate as your general with Dragonfire bombs himself, and then the unit itself has Dragonfire bombs. So he's got his like 5 shots of them. And then he's got the bombing run bombs. He's got the Alchemist Mask on it so that he can cast the bound spell, the Plague of Rust bound spell, Talisman of Protection. So, a 10 wound model with a 4-up, 5-up is not terrible. Shugengen General, level 1 wizard with high magic and burning blade. And then a Shugengen Lord that's kind of fully kitted out, level 4, Lore of Yin, illusion magic. He's got the Monkey King's Wisdom and a learned Feng Shi bow. So he's trying to get Doppelganger, and he's willing to sacrifice the 1 in 6 chance that he doesn't get it. Just because, like, Monkey King's Wisdom's pretty darn good without it. You don't rely on it. 2 units of 8 Jade Lancers with Ambushers and Drilled. Nothing else on them, and a sergeant, no standards. A small unit of 10 Jade Warriors. I'm assuming this is to make sure that he gets his... No, because he has the Sky Lantern too, so there have been... Anyway, he's got the Icon of Heavenly Fury in it, so the once per game shut down flyers. 3 cannons with Ogre Loaders, and then another Sky Lantern with Dragonfire bombs and bombing run bombs.
This is solid without being OP busted, yeah?
Yeah, it's a very good list. I'm like, I question the Jade Warriors. I'm sure he had a reason, because shutting down flyers for a turn is great, regardless. I feel like in this list, they don't do much else other than give up 137 points. But yeah, if you're playing them just to have that one turn to kill your opponent's Sky Lanterns so that you can shoot them out of the air, I think that's a really great idea.
Would there be a secondary concession? Like just needing something with a banner and a rank to go try and hold something?
So they take up court points, number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, they are 10 man, so they can take objectives and they can guard a baggage train.
That was my assumption. Is that
that's what I'm assuming it's there for.
Yeah.
The Jade Lancers are great. Putting them in ambush is fine. I love having a standard in my Jade Lancers, just for combat res, but I get not doing it for this lack of trying not to lose points. And because of the 2 Sky Lanterns, they're +2, -2 to come in on the board, so they're very likely to come in whenever you want them to. The 150-point general with the Burning Blade, he's just like a little magical attack guy in case you run into Bretonia and you need to kill a Green Knight, or you have to kill a Banshee. That's basically all he's there for.
Yeah. Or you play
otherwise he supports your Lord, so he can't be challenged out. little bit of magic defense as well. And then, the Shugengen Lord, I think the Shugengen Lord with the new book is even better because you can add the 10-point magic item as well to get all 6 spells and still have the Monkey King's Wisdom. And you, like, dropping 10 points from this list, you don't need the Sky Lantern bombs on those Sky Lanterns. They don't do that much damage. You could probably quite easily drop one of them on that, throw that on their dude, and now he's, like, rocking a Lore Master, which is always going to be stellar. Yeah, this is a really good list. This is very tight. It does all the things you want it to do. Very take all comers. I like it a lot.
Is there a world where you guys think that you should not be able to double shoot more than one Grand Cannon a turn? Like, do you guys think that's a fix in the future?
I don't like.
It could be.
It could be the thing. Like, there is a penalty to double shooting, right? And that is you don't get that reroll later in the game. Yeah. So, like, you lose your 1 protection from a misfire. So you got to consider that.
I got to tell you, every army that I play, going second versus Cathay is just like, wow. No Mortang, no Stonehorn General. That's just all dead. Never mind. Put it all back in the box, Adam. Why did you try? Yeah. But yeah, it seems pretty freaking good. I love this army. I'd be very happy if this is how Cathay list looked moving forward, because I think you can meta for this style because it has there's a bit of stuff you can predator here. It's not crazy diverse. Like, it's not going to be moving very hard and putting you under a huge amount of pressure. You're going to get to play a game against it. Doesn't feel that oppressive. Outside of, lol, you bought a bunch of like medium strength monsters. Congratulations. The two lanterns plus 6 cannon shots turn 1 turned the game into a non-event. But outside those extremes, this is pretty well balanced. It's got a bit of everything. I like it.
Yeah, no, I think this is a stellar list that is like very close to being like, to being like perfect in terms of if you're capped on lanterns.
Yeah.
So,
yep, I agree. All right, moving on to our second last. This one is the mighty Luke Blacksil, who came first at Saffron Slam with Warriors of Chaos, Wolves of the Sea. Starts off with a Chaos Lord, Great Weapon, Full Plate Shield, Chaos Undivided, whatever. Chaos Dragon and 2 favors is the general, of course. Exalted Sorcerer with Demonology, Undivided as well, on the Chariot, Favor of the Dark Gods, and the Ruby Ring. Then we have another Exalted Sorcerer on Demonology with the same mark on a Chariot, Rod of the Damned, and Favor of the Gods. 10 Marauder, 10 Marauders with flails and throwing axes with a Champion Musician. 5 Marauder Horsemen with, of course, flails, throwing axes, and Chaos Undivided. 5 Marauder Horsemen, same thing. And then we have 25 Marauders themselves with shields, Undivided, Chieftain, Standard Bearer, Musician. 2x5 Warhounds, 2 Gigantic Spawn with Mark of Nurgle, which is what you want to do. And then 2 single Dragon Ogres. And that wraps this boy up. How do you guys feel about this being Walls of the Sea? And what, in your opinion, is that offering over the Grand Army for this list construction?
You get Berserkers as core choices.
Yeah. He hasn't gone super deep into the Berserkers, which is why he's only got a single unit of 10.
That's really it.
Ambush on stuff for free.
He would get ambush on 1 unit for free. Yeah.
Fair. Good list. It's just standard. Like I have a dragon who are 496 point Lord. Very much like, very bare bones, like full plate shield, great weapon.
Well, it has to be, right?
And 2 favors. Yeah, because that's just it. That's what people didn't know. That's how your dragon has to look in Warriors of Chaos. You don't really get to flex around.
He's still fantastic. He's got a 3 up, 5 up. 2 favors of the gods is great for rerolling what you can want.
Still hits like a truck.
No more Mark of Nurgle, so you don't have to really worry about that. But yeah, he's going to bring the pain. He's still got close order. He's impetuous, but you don't care because you're probably rolling for the leadership buff and using the rerolls for that. Your Exalted Sorcerers on Chariots, these are awesome because they're magic missile machines is what he's building them for. So he's getting the summoning and then his Ruby Ring, and then he's got double summoning basically on the other one because of Rod of the Damned.
Yeah.
And so they're just, shooting 2 magic missiles a turn. They don't care about anything else. And then getting into combat, that's why he has the favors of the gods so that he can do that and also not roll stupidity. Yeah. Marauder Tribe Berserkers are an awesome ambushing unit. for cheap that can grab an objective from somebody. They kill like way more points than they're worth. And then 25 Marauders. Marauders benefit a lot from the new rules. Like for like whatever it is, 6 points a model to have a 4-up armor save is not bad.
Ambi weapon skill 4 is important.
Exactly.
Just great.
And then the rest of the list is chaos good stuff, right?
It's just double spawn, double shot attack. Yeah, it makes all the sense in the world.
And if you've ever played against Glaxo, like he's probably using those Warhounds to piss you off in the most frustrating ways.
I was there. He was playing Bretonians at the time, but he was doing pretty good stuff. I like this list. I think the list is quite well rounded. Has a lot of. I mean, Warriors of Chaos can be boiled down to, if you're no matter what you're playing, you probably got your guy on Dragon, be that an Exalted or a Lord, and you probably got your MSU units of dogs, Marauder Horsemen, 2 as Chaos Spawn, and 2 Dragon Ogres, be it units of 3 or singles, and then that's really kind of set. That's almost like the set army list that you can transport from Archangel. Armies of Infamy to the Grand Army. It kind of doesn't change that much. But then so you're left with about this 600 points of flex where you kind of add your flavor. You can swap out the Chaos Lord, I guess, for the Demon Prince if you wanted to. That Demon Prince is absolutely baller. But the rest of it's pretty much up to you. And I like that. I like that where Warriors of Chaos are at because they've got about 4 or 5 different things they can slot into that 600, 800 points that really change things up and make it feel fresh.
Sure.
I mean, like, this list can't take a Warpfire Dragon, and like I love the Warpfire Dragon now, but Gigantic Spawns and Nurgle are quite good. So,
yep. All right, we have one more list to disseminate, and then we're out of here. Peter, you added this one in. Take it away.
Yeah. So this is so there were 2 Bretonia lists that won events, and they were both almost exactly the same. There's like slight differences, but there's only a few hundred points apart. So we're going to use Pasha Kornienko's Toy Soldiers GT winning list. So this was like a 38 player event in Great Britain. Pash takes a Green Knight. He's got a Baron on Royal Peg with a Frontier Axe, Gromwell Greathelm, Virtue Knightly Temper. Yeah. He's on a Royal Peg, of course. He's got an Outcast Wizard that's Battle Magic and the prayer icon of Jonathan Quinnell. He's got a Paladin with the Virtue of the Impetuous Knight, the Batter of Shalom, so that his Pegasus Knights can't be overwatched or stand and shotted. A Spell Eater Axe and a Charmed Shield, so he's also given them MR2, which is nice. He's got 5 Mounted Knights of the Realm, because you just got to do that. He's got 3 units of Peasant Bowmen, just 12s, so that he can lose like 2 more guys before he has to make a panic check
and holding objectives.
And holding objective. Well, that's too. So he can lose 2 more guys before they can't do anything. He's got 25 Yeoman Guard with halberds and Warden, Grail Monk, the Triptych, so that they're double stubborn. Warbanner musician. So this is just like your hold the middle unit. A big squad of 6 Pegasus Knights with an Errantry banner, and then 2 Bombards. So this is like congealing Bretonia down into what they're really good at, and like it's a list that really hasn't changed a lot from the pre 1.5.1, and it still works really well, guys. Like it's like the only thing he doesn't have here is he doesn't have the monstrous killing blow Paladin or Baron, and you don't really need that as much if you're not concerned about dragons anymore. Right.
Dead set. Like outside the 3-save dragon, which is pretty much exclusive to High Elves now. That unit, like essentially, it's the Peg Death Star, which has the 2 baller characters plus 6 pegs with Errantry banner and all that goodness. It can kind of just kill dragons anyway. You can't like if you have a regular old 2-save dragon, or albeit like your non-mounted Gribbly of choice, if you've got a budget one in your pile, they'll just run straight through that guy. So I don't think you need the killing blow anymore. So I'm right with you there. Peter. I love some of the names.
The names are amazing.
His Outcast Wizard is just called Dave, and he's titled his Peg Knights as Love a Good Pegging Pegasus Knights. Bless his cotton socks.
So I've
got a gamer here.
It's a good list. The other version of this list, the guy had more Yeoman Guard, and and I think he had like 1 less unit Peasant Bowman. So it's a very and he ran 2x4 Pegasus Knights instead of 1x6, which is also still a good list, guys. Like, don't be afraid. Don't think that Bretonia are completely dead. They're far from it. They're just not busted good.
Yeah.
So
He also has, he's very self-aware here, our Pasha, who's titled their Green Knight as that Green Knight. Bless your soul. I love your self-awareness. I know so many Bretonnian players who are Green Knight apologists, and that my respect for you just falls out the ass. If you play the Green Knight and you admit the Green Knight is busted and played anyway, good on you. That's what I want to hear. If you're sitting there being like, but it's not that good, shut the fuck up.
I mean, he wins games, especially at like bottom tables. He's just going to win you games.
He's absolutely cracked. But yeah, this is a fantastic list. Kind of annoys me and it still annoys me with Exiles that this is just in my mind a better Empire list because you have like your Yeoman Guard is your brick, similar to your brick of like whatever Empire list you want. You have your Peg Knights that are just better than any Cav. Even way better than Demigriffs that Empire can take. And you have Bombards, which are better than any artillery piece that Empire can take. So it kind of annoys me that they just gave all the best parts of Empire to Bretonnia still. I don't think I've complained about that recently enough. So
I think it's fine. Like, I think I'm really excited about, I've been talking to Val about my Empire State of Nuln list, and I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's legit. I don't think it's going to win events, but I think it'll be good. I think it'll do scary things.
No, Peter, it won't win events. You will.
You will.
I mean, I will, but not with that list because I'm never. I'll play like a person one-on-one with that list and feel good about beating them, but I'm not going to take it to an event. I actually want to win the events I go to.
All right, we're going to we've unpacked 5 lists. From the 8 events. Is that 5 lists? 1, 2.
Yeah, it was an amount of lists.
Yeah, it's 5 lists. Let's give some awards. Let's be cute. Which of these 5 lists is the most innovative, do you think? Who's going to get the most innovative award out of these 5 lists?
None of them. They're all wild.
I'm going to eat my absolute face, and people are going to hate me for this, but I like the High Elves list the most innovative wise. Spamming out the Rings of Fury, I think
it's innovative at all.
No, but it's the first time I've seen it like win an event. I knew it in concept, but I hadn't seen it in performance yet. Unless I'm wrong, and I just missed it.
I mean, it's done well. I guess the Beastman list is probably the one that's the most like innovative in terms of like doing something that Beastman wasn't doing.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen like 6 chariots like do super well. So this is I think that's a great victory for that kind of list.
Yeah.
Beastman, Andy Purdy wins the most innovative list to win a GT. Who's if all these lists went against each other, which one comes out? Like if they all had to play a round robin against each other, which list is going to win if these all went head to head? Do you think? Like, which is the most powerful?
Not the Beastman list.
No,
statistically the Cathay list.
It's statistically the Cathay, right? Do we have anything we think here that's going to beat the Cathay? Look, I don't hate the Bretonnian list into it, but things need to go a little correct because there's just those small units like the Peasant Bowmen and the Knights of the Realm are just there. Like even the Bombards, they're just going to catch a cannons and like small shots here and there, and they're going to give bleed a bunch of points. But the Pegasus units can really put a huge amount of pain on anything that isn't like they can't one-shot a lantern, I don't believe, especially not the one that can challenge them out. But they can really pressure the army a bit. But I still don't think it's them.
By the way, both of those lanterns can challenge it out.
Oh, call somebody, Peter. Take it away. None of them can challenge. Let's get rid of it.
So if anyone's listening here, like I did write an article with Shane from SBot that's on Goonhammer about like some of the problems with lanterns and why they're probably too good, and in fact are too good. If you haven't, so if you go to goonhammer.com, you can check it out. It's like I think I called it Old World Harm, and like Shane kind of put a list together of the like 6 things that are really problematic, and then I added 3,000 words to all of the numbers and things you can do to play into lanterns if you're really scared of them. That could probably succeed if you're only playing against like 2 lanterns instead of playing against 5 or 6. I feel if you're playing against 5 or 6, the person you're playing against isn't a good person, or they really want to win like them. So, yeah.
I do have a question for you. 6 Dragon Princes on the charge that get off the Ring of Fury. Can they get close to killing a lantern?
Well, they're going to lose one of them from the challenge, so that's down to 5.
Yep.
So they don't get the Ring of Fury. And then it's what, 2 attacks each? 3 attacks each.
3 attacks each, yeah.
Hitting on 3s unless it's the Magistrate, and then you're hitting on 4s probably 50% of the time because you can do weapon skill like 5 or 6.
Definitely no.
And then they're wounding on 4s. So
see if they couldn't challenge and the Ring of Fury goes off, I reckon you get close. But no,
I think you can beat the regular one if you can't challenge it.
Yes.
You can kill the regular one. You can't. I don't think you can kill the Magistrate.
That's so silly. So
the stuff that can kill a Magistrate with, especially if they did triple save, like that one doesn't have triple save. Triple save's expensive. You're paying an extra 70 points to get it, right? To give the guy a sword, but
you need like a dragon.
You need like a Demon Prince with an Ogre Blade that goes off, or the
like my Stonehorn Tyrant will pop him. I rolled it out a bunch, and but it's the Tenderizer. And the issue is my guy dies in 2 turns, so I got 2 turns to make it there before like 3 lanterns just shooting death. So it's
how many attacks do you have with the Tenderizer?
6. Be hitting on 3s, winning on 2s. With
your weapon skill 7.
Oh no, 6 win on 4s.
So sometimes you're going to hit. No, because you reduce his weapon skill, right, by 1.
If I'm on the thunder, yeah. If I'm on the,
are you doing it on the Stonehorn or the Thunderhorn?
Doesn't matter. They're not adding any significant damage from the mount. It's literally the Tyrant does it or he doesn't.
Yeah, I think if you don't put him on the Stonehorn, you put him on the other one, you have a better chance. But because like the Magistrate is like base weapon skill 5, I think, and he can get to weapon skill 6 with the Will of the Dragons.
How many beefcake like local government members do you guys if they have? Like, does that why?
So if you put him on so if you put him on the one that's reducing his weapon skill by 1,
jacked in Cathay.
Yeah. But then he just like challenges you, and then you only get the attacks from
the Tyrant anyway, which is why.
Yeah. No, because the Tyrant's going last. So no, you're good.
But it doesn't matter. They do like maybe 1 damage, like maybe.
Yeah, I think it's I think the Wood Elf like Turbo Murder Wild Rider has a shot at it if you give him the Ogre Blade instead of the Monster Killing Sword.
Is there a Bloodthirster that can do this?
Bloodthirster's got 6 attacks with the flail, which is basically an Ogre Blade. So like maybe, I mean, he's not on average. He doesn't do it. He's going to be hitting on 3s all the time, wounding on 2s. So he's going to get like 4 attacks through, but he's going to get saves, right? Which is why I don't think the Tyrant does it.
The Hag with the Ogre Blade probably does it from Dark Elves.
Oh yeah, the Death Hag probably does it.
Yeah, if you can make it in, like
and I mean that matchup is just very clear that the Lanterns can't go anywhere near the Witch Elves. That's it, yeah.
Right.
Because there's nothing else like the Dark Elf Dragon isn't built for bear. It's built for a fridge.
It's built to be tough. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So he's not going to do any damage.
So I think that like Demon Prince with the extra arm has a shot. Probably Tenderizer Lord has a shot. I don't think it's guaranteed. And then it's like
what else?
The Wood Elf Stag Lord. And the other thing is like you need something that's so mobile that they really can't just that's
what I mean. Like
away from you, right?
I'm not even counting like the D6 damage Dwarf Lords because they're just never going to fight them.
No, you're just going to fly behind them and shoot them in the butt all game. And
it's just never going to happen, which is a big shame because that Dwarf Lord would wreck him, but it's not going to get the chance.
What about an Old Blood on a Carnosaur?
Oh, baby, now we're cooking.
I mean, like if it could get there. It just
Well, it's movement 7 with Swift Stride. I mean, there's not like
no. I just mean like he's got like to run him in a way.
To be alive. I see.
Yes. Yeah. to do. It's the same as the Tenderizer. To do the damage, to take enough damage on the weaponry side, you don't have you don't have to save.
You put like an Ogre Blade on him, and then you got like Armor of Meteoric Iron, and you're hoping for the best. And you're like, I've got a 5-up running across the board with my 7 wounds. So.
Oh yeah, because that takes off the table. All right, fair enough.
Anyway, I don't think you one shot them ever. I think it's you got to whittle them down with other shit and then take the blow. But
could we just take 2 wounds off the Lanterns? You reckon?
I think that's legit. One of the things I talk about in the article is how they're 135 points and have 7 wounds base,
Yeah.
And a Chaos Chariot's 140 and has 4.
Yeah. It's just
Right.
it's just such a disproportionate amounts to wounds per point.
How big
Yeah.
is their base?
It's big.
It's huge.
Is it 100 by 100?
I think so.
I'll look it up for you.
Okay, that's fine. No, that's enough. I was thinking if like 6 Wild Riders without a champion do it.
I think.
Oh yeah,
Like,
if 6 Wild Riders make it, but like turn 1, they try and take 2 models off every Wild Rider unit, and then the
Sure.
mass completely gone. Right?
I think where Wild Riders have the shot, and I was thinking about it the last time we talked about this. If they're going, because like another thing I've noticed, North America, they're big on the Sky Crane guns. Europe, I've seen more of the Dragonfire bombs.
That's what I'm talking about, man. I think that's where it's at.
So like they're way more expensive to do the Dragonfire bombs, but they're I think they're both legit. Like because you have, especially if you're running a lot, if you're running like 5 Sky Lanterns with the Sky Cranes, like you're just killing everything because you've got such a stupid range.
It's 100 mil square.
You're right.
By the way, it is 100 mil square.
Okay.
Danny.
100. But I think if you had like a unit of like 8 Wild Riders, but then you need probably 3 squads of the beasts instead of eagles. No, and then you have to like use your forests to your advantage because the Sky Lanterns can shoot over the beasts, but you just need to block off as much other shooting that they have as possible. And then if you can get the charge off, like a 7-man unit of Wild Riders probably almost kills it, if not kills it. Like they're hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s. So, but it's a lot of attacks.
Yeah.
Fair.
Anyway,
Well, lads, on that note, we might wrap this one up. We're probably going to wait a day or 2 to record the part 2 of this, so we have some time for people to lodge some questions for the part 2. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode. Please let us know if you enjoyed this like format, if you've enjoyed what we're doing here. We'll try and do these every month or 2. Well, sorry, probably every 2 to 3 months, just so we have enough events to look back on if you guys have enjoyed it. We didn't go super deep on like win rates or things like that, or match up heads to heads, apart from, Peter taking us hostage to run through Adam Purdy's run, which was pretty cool. More than happy to do more stuff like that in the future also. But yeah, there's going to be a second part for this podcast where we go over and talk some more absolute nonsense. And please come and join us over there at That Old World Charm over on Patreon. But lads, time to say your goodbyes.
bye-bye.
You've been listening to That Old World Charm with those charming chaps, Adam, Danny, and Peter the Falcon. Thanks ever so much. Cheerio.